Good evening, and I mean evening as in it's late as shit. Going to give a disclaimer real quick before I finish this video. I'm sorry that it has taken a long time for me to make this shit. I'm going to tell you guys, shit is real out here, okay? Alright, shit is real. So when I upload, just support and watch. You know, I got a demanding toddler. I got a demanding toddler. I got a demanding infant. So when she says it's mommy and me time, then it's mommy and me time for real. Okay? Anyway, tonight's docket conversation story is Kanye. Kanye. I don't even know why I feel like saying his name like that, but that's how I'm gonna say it. Kanye. Kanye. I feel like I should say it with an accent because this nigga is definitely acting real foreign right now. He's acting like he's not even from Earth. I don't know what's going on with him. I talked about him in my last video, but this recent Oval Office visit just it kind of gave me a few things. I watched it 3 times. I'm going to explain my emotions of how I watched it 3 fucking times. And every time I got a different reaction. Like, the first time watching the Oval Office visit, it was like, this is when you just watch like the highlights and stuff throughout your social media and stuff like that. The special clips that they, screen, like they grab, just not the whole thing, basically. I was, my basic first thought of watching the Oval Office visit was, I was embarrassed. I really was. I was embarrassed by this man. Like, they show like the parts that make him look crazy. They show the parts where he was giving Donald Trump a hug and shit, and I was like, what the Stephen and Sir Candy is going on here right now? Okay, what the Jim Crow house slave is going on here right now? Like, that's my first thought. Okay, what is going on? That's the vibe I got when I was watching them little short clips when he was doing his thing, like talking to him about God. That was my second time watching it. That was my first. Excuse me. That was my first time watching that goddamn video. And then the second time I watched it, it was a bit of the beginning because I couldn't get through it. Like, I really couldn't get through it. It's like a bad book. It's like you're reading a bad book. 50 Shades of Grey to me was fucking corny. Like, I couldn't get past. I read the first book, but I could not get past the first chapter of the second book. I'm sorry for all you 50 Shades of Grey fans. I'm just not here for it. Y'all need to look up Zane. Zane's been doing this shit since the beginning of time. Y'all want to talk about nasty? Y'all want to talk about erotic? Y'all need to look up Zane. Anyway, like, I just couldn't get through it. I think I watched like the first 5 minutes. And he was just talking gibberish. He was talking nonsense. It was a bunch of narcissism all up in there. All he kept talking about was fucking Chicago. And I'm sitting here thinking, well, if you're going to the Oval Office, like, if you're trying to be the black voice, I don't know who asked you to be the spokesperson, but whatever. But, the second time I watched it, I felt so mad. Like, it was just mad and annoyed. I was just mad and annoyed when I watched that shit. It really the fuck was. I'm looking like, this nigga is acting like Steven in Django, the Samuel L. Jackson character. Yes, Steven and Sir Candy, just all up Trump's asshole. I bet you he could tell what the fuck he ate. Oh, they did. They had some nice, gluten-free bullshit, some vegetables, salad. But Kanye reminded me. Okay, like, I know everybody was talking about that whole Bill Cosby thing, but like, Bill Cosby is like not even a part of my generation. Like, people in my generation didn't really like him. We don't think he's funny. He always talks shit about our generation, how we don't care, blah blah blah. Like, Kanye is like us, is like our generation, my generation. It's like um you know how Bill Cosby's like the father of America? Like, Kanye was my cousin. Kanye was that cousin that used to come around during family get-togethers, and you know some shit was gonna be fun. Like, you know they was gonna say some shit. Like that's what it was about. Like that's what it was. Like it was just it just made me so mad the second time I watched it. But then I kind of got mature, and I was like, okay, well, one thing I know about conversation is that you got to be willing to listen to the other side and not just shut out what you know and just be, just be closed minded with your own thoughts. So I finally watched it through the whole thing, through the beginning and end. I still seen some of that Steven and Sir Candy thing, but then I actually kind of looked deep into it. My third and final emotion about the whole office visit was it kind of left me in a hiatus. It kind of left me in a hiatus. I don't think Kanye is crazy after this video, after watching the entire video. And I actually started hearing him talking about some things that actually make sense. But the fact of the matter is, it's coming from Kanye. And the media is already painting this nigga as crazy, including myself. Like the first couple times I was watching, I was like, this insane motherfucker is getting on my nerves. Like he's insane. He's something's wrong with him. But that's because I actually didn't take the time out to try to actually listen. But then when I watched it the third and final time, it was like because y'all know Kanye went to college. He dropped out, of course, but he went to college. He kind of reminded me of me and my friends when we used to be in school, like during not syllabus week, but like exam times, and we all supposed to be studying, but we're all up, sleep deprived, just rambling on about the world. There's a culture there. I even be trying to explain that to my baby father, who's street as ever, very intelligent, but he has a street mentality. And sometimes I had to tell him, like, being a college kid is an actual culture. Like, we see the world differently. You know, it's like a type of communication. And that's what it reminded me of, us up, sleep deprived, just talking about bullshit, rambling on. Just rambling, like you just got the Rams for like for like ever. Because if you notice, like in the video, he was jumping from one topic to the next because he was excited about what he was talking about. And I was also like just really sad for him. I'll tell you one thing, Trump was also acting like a dumbass. He didn't know what the fuck to say. Like, he was biting his tongue so much so that way he wouldn't try to offend his newfound black friend, his African American, that he didn't even do a lot of the shit he normally do. Like, he was actually talking nicely about Obama, and he always talks shit about my president, always. But he wanted to make sure he didn't do that in front of Kanye and Jim. I forgot who the famous football player that was there. He was like an old head, but I didn't even know who the hell that was until the end of the video. The end of the video, I didn't know who that was until they said he was like a famous football player and stuff like that. I think it was James something Jones, I think, or Smith. I don't know, not Emmitt Smith, but but anyway, yeah, like he was trying not to say nothing, and then like it was bullshit too. Okay, it was really, really, really bullshit. Like, I call bullshit. Like, that's how it was when I was watching it. Because all he kept talking about what to do for Chicago and making money, but he was also talking, like, I feel like this is not let's help the community thing. This is all narcissistic. All narcissistic. Like, you cannot tell me that he wasn't thinking of the black community as a whole with his Oval Office visit. Like, he really wasn't. And then that whole fucking male energy, oh, that shit almost made me fucking throw up when he was talking about, oh, my household didn't have enough male energy, and of course, I'm married into a family where it's not a whole bunch of male energy. Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Y'all daddy issues in the Oval Office? Like, who got time for the bullshit, Kanye? Cousin, what the fuck? Who wants to sit there and talk about daddy issues when they're so. First of all, there are a lot of households where a man, or even a father figure didn't grow up around the young man and they still turned out amazing. Look at Obama. Like, he grew up with his mother and he is that bold. He is a man. His essence screams man. Like, when he walk in a room, you already know. Okay? Like, you're sitting there thinking that this man, this Trump, first of all, Trump only like you because you're part of the hip hop community. As long as I can remember, he's been trying to be a part of the hip hop community. Like, he tried to be friends with Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. Like, you see him in pictures with them back in the old days. He likes it because you're among the you're among others who have money. You're among others who have money. It's the cool thing. It's the hip thing. Like, Kanye just made himself look needy. Like, if you're looking for a daddy, Kanye, it's not Trump. It's not him. He might be an ally. I don't know. Like, you guys seem pretty good as far as you know what I noticed? Trump tends to gravitate towards people who everybody hates. Kim Jong Un, the damn Russia guy, like Kanye. That's what he keep. I find him doing it, and I think it's because he's trying to see why, or maybe it's because birds of a feather flock together. But that whole, oh, my president should be flying in this, or he talking about my president should look cool. Now you talk. What, you trying to make this man not wear suits? Like, what is going on? What is going on? Like, what was the conversation about? In the beginning, he was talking about weird bullshit, like the trap door. Like, I was sitting here thinking, like I was trying to wrap my head around the trap door, analogy. With you go in the White House, there's a trap door right here. Oh, he was talking about the slavery thing. Oh my God. Then, see, he was talking about abolishing the amendment again. First he said, like, he don't know what he want to do. First he said abolish at first, and that's what pissed everybody off. And then he was like, oh, I'm sorry, I mean amend. Amend means which make it better. But then he said, no, abolish. No, yeah, let's abolish it. Like, and then he gave these little corny ass answers when the reporters started asking him questions. They asked him about gun violence, and he was like, oh yeah, I mean, you have a right to bear arms. No, you can't say that when you're talking about how bad Chicago is. You cannot say that when you have to go deep in thought. You cannot just run it off, because they both was playing off each other. They both didn't want to offend each other. Like, the whole, now I do understand the Democrats versus blacks thing. Like, growing up, you do, like, even me as a child, like, every person I know that's black is a Democrat. Like, I can understand why he said, oh, well, why, you don't have to be black. When you're black, you don't have to be a Democrat. That is true. You do not have to be a Democrat. But why aren't we Republicans then? Why do most minorities choose to be Democratic? That's the dumb shit that you're not even trying to think about it, Kanye. You're not even trying to think about that. There's a reason why most blacks are Democratic. There's a reason why, and you're not trying to figure that out. You just love controversy, so then that's what you do. You say things that are controversial, but you don't back it up. You just say it. Tell me why you think most blacks are Democratic. I understand the whole, oh, they enable us and stuff like that, but you're saying this with like millions of dollars in your fucking pocket. That's what you're saying. You're saying it's like millions of dollars in your goddamn pocket. Most Republicans I know are well off. I have yet to meet a poor Republican. Yet. Like, that whole thing about the damn daddy issue, it was like that. I feel like that pissed me off the most, because my dad He didn't have a dad growing up. My dad's dad passed when my dad was really young, but even before then, like they didn't really have a relationship. But my dad doesn't go around kissing the white man's ass to get something that he wants. My dad even have white male friends that are like family, but he doesn't kiss their ass. That I guess that, like that whole entire Oval Office visit is exactly what the old heads call cooning. And I might be cynical by saying that. I mean, some of the things he was saying did make sense if you really listen to it, but he's so all over the place, and he's painting a bad picture for himself in the media. Is that the message gets lost. My whole thing is he listed his role models as Ralph Lauren and who was the other person? I forgot, but they were white folks, white men. And my whole thing is you didn't have any black role models. You may not be the voice of the black community, but you are still a figure. You're a figure. Young kids look at you. There are motherfuckers out here that are buying them fucking expensive ass, dirty ass, ugly ass Yeezys, and you're not even trying to relate to them. Like, I think you forgot. I think you don't went to Calabasas and forgot. That's what I feel like you don't went to Calabasas and forgot. And what was sad about the whole thing was he was so all over the place and he made himself look mentally dysfunctional. Like I don't understand. Like why did they record his visit and not Kim Kardashian's visit? I was thinking about that when I was watching this. I was like, how about I think about it? Kim and Trump's visit was not publicized. You just seen pictures. This was a joke. All the media, oh, Kanye is going to meet with Trump. Let's see what's about to motherfucking happen so we can get some ratings. You seen that fucking office was crowded. All I got there, all you hear is click, 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 click. And that was annoying as fuck because it didn't stop. It's throughout the entire thing. Like, now I did like the fact that he did slip in there about the hat thing, the Make America Great Again. See, he was trying not to offend Trump so bad is that he didn't go into detail. See, if y'all picked up on it, he said we should try to change it to Make America Great. Yeah, that's what he said. He said, man, I forgot how that came up, but that's how all over the place it was. Like he really said that, and I was like, out of this entire thing, that was the only thing that fucking made sense because I do remember conversations having with people, and I was telling, they was like, "What's so wrong about the slogan?" I'm like, because America was never great for blacks, ever. Name a time where it was. So, and we were saying, why don't you just say "Make America Great"? Because this entire country is built on blood. Do y'all know that? This soil is bloody soil. The voices of dead, mistreated, murdered ancestors. I'm not talking about just for blacks. I'm talking about for Asians, the Irish, the Native Americans. This is the main one. This country was stolen. So you think we gonna have peaches and cream? No, motherfuckers, that's called karma. Why do you think so much shit be happening to us? Why do you think we always gotta be in war? This country was built on war. That's the nicest, that's the nicest I've ever seen fucking Trump talking. Every time I listen to him, this man is retarded. He is mean and dumb and just racist, a bigot. Like, I can hear some of the white people there. He's not racist. He's friends with Kanye. Who gives a fuck? Everybody got a favorite nigga. Even I do too. Everybody got a favorite nigga. I'm just saying. That's his African American friend. You can't tell me that Trump is not a bigot. You can't tell me that Trump is not a racist. You can't tell me that all this man want to do is, if Kanye was poor, they would not be having this conversation. And why does it always got to be a famous person? Why can't it be somebody like me or you who's watching this video? Why can't it? Why it always got to be somebody famous to talk to the president? Why we can't send off a fucking letter like, yo, nigga, I need to talk to you? I made a post, I think like when he became president, I said, okay, I'm gonna see what you do for your presidential election or something like for being elected president. I forgot what it was. But anyway, I said, why don't we play some spades together? I just want to get to know you. Let's play some spades. You wanna know why I want to play spades with Trump? It's because if that nigga renege, he's a renegger. You can't tell me he's not a renegger. He's a big renegger. And reneging is the worst thing you can do in the game because not only are you cheating against the opposite team, but you're also cheating against your fucking partner, which is what Kanye is doing. He is cheating. He is reneging his ass off. He's cheating his opponents, whoever the hell they are, apparently is the whole world, but his partner is the black community. He's cheating us with this fuckery that he's doing. He used to be my cousin. Now, and he I've seen him as like a first cousin. Anytime an album dropped, every time a song came out, like I was on that shit. Like I love his music. But can you separate that? Is it fair to separate that? Like, or is it not fair to separate that? Can it be one and the same? I see some people like boycotting his stuff and not buying his stuff no more and not listening to his music, but his music is so amazing. I just listened to one of his albums today. Like, what happened to that George Bush? Like, see, the thing is, everybody's saying he acting crazy now, but what about when he said George Bush don't like black people? Y'all don't think that shit was crazy? That shit was wow. They didn't know what the fuck to do. They didn't know what the fuck to do. They didn't know what the fuck to do. They did it. Or that shit with Taylor Swift. I don't think that was crazy because I was sitting there in my motherfucking head. Everybody was. Beyonce should have got that shit. Like, the fuck, fucking Taylor Swift. Who the fuck? And that was out when she wasn't even like her bad girl move. She was on some good girl country. Did she sing? Oh no, she sung pop. I don't fucking know. But yeah, Kanye's that Oval Office visit was sad. I thought it was just a big circus. The whole hugging thing. Like he didn't even act like a person who came there to take care of business. He acted like a fan. And then I feel like when he got there, he had so much he wanted to talk about that nothing was sticking in his head. So that's why he kept jumping all over the place. Like somebody should have went with him and should have. I don't know who. Maybe it was that football player that went with him, but Kim even she should have went with him. But somebody should have had went with him to make sure that everything that he needed to say is said in a proper manner and is understood, and then they have a conversation about it. It was like a fucking audition. I didn't even see a conversation. Trump was sitting on one side, Kanye was sitting right there. It was almost like a job interview. Like he was really talking, and Trump didn't say nothing to anything he said. He didn't comment on anything he said. He just kept saying, "We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it." That wasn't a conversation. I thought it was supposed to have been a conversation, or is he going, or did he just go there just to make some fucking demands? I don't know. Like I don't know. Well, that would definitely be a great next topic. And please comment, please comment because it would be really fun to see what people are thinking after they watch my videos. And even if you think I need to improve on certain things, you can definitely drop that. I'm not above constructive criticism. Um, but the second discussion would basically be, can you separate the man from the art? Like, is there, or do you just see it as one thing? Like Kanye's doing all this shit. Do you think you still should support him? Because he is a genius musically. He definitely is a genius musically. And when that happens, when he do his little antics and his crazy shit, are you supposed to just disown him, or can you still respect him and his music and just don't pay attention to the other bullshit he say? So that's a great topic in discussion, and I do have a couple things to say. I still do have a GoFundMe account. I'm going to drop the link in the description bar. I'm trying to get a printer, guys. I really am. It's really important. That is, listen, per page, I have like over 700 pages of my book. Not even lying. It's over 700 pages. And each page is like 16 cents to print. At least 16 cents to print. That's over $120, okay? So the printer would definitely help a lot. And if you cannot donate to the printer fund, please, please, please donate your time and your comments and your support, because when people like me who are just starting out with their passion and their craft, it's kind of hard when you don't see as much support as you thought you would get. I'm not saying for me, I'm just saying like in general, because starting out is always the hardest thing to do. You see how it took so long for me to do the second video. You know, I work a lot and I had children. I'm not saying that's an excuse. It's just mama be tired. I'm not even gonna lie, mama be tired. But yeah, that's definitely, if you can donate towards the fund. If not, then you please donate your time and your support. Also, I might be able to, I'm going to my first networking event on the 26th. It's me and my best friend, we're going to, I gotta figure out the name of it, but the tickets are sold out. It was free, but it's like a black networking event with this girl. I forgot her name. I know I'm forgetting a bunch of shit. That's how tired I am. I worked today. Okay, I went and did overtime on a Saturday. Um, anyway, it's a networking event for young blacks like me who are trying to start their dreams and stuff like that, to get to go and meet and greet people. I'm probably gonna try to get some business cards. It's not expensive for business cards, you know. I'm definitely gonna go and put myself out there and just have a conversation. I'm gonna have my number one fan, my bestie, with me, so I'm not gonna be by myself. And if they let me use my phone at because some events don't let you use your phone, I'm going to try to live feed what we're doing, and you can see what's going on and stuff like that. And you know, I'll keep you guys posted with my journey to being an author, to at least get my first book published. And thirdly, okay, I know I said I was gonna try to do the videos, try to do a time frame on the videos. I don't, from now on, I'm probably not gonna say a time if I'm going to do it, because I don't want to hype everybody up and then I'm not able to do it that night. So I'm not gonna let it go as long as it did this time. Like, this is what, a week and a half since the last time I did a video. But I am going to make sure I am more consistent than this time. But yes, that's it for tonight. If something really pisses me off or bothers me, I'm going to talk about it. Again, the discussion. Please, please, please comment, like, and subscribe. The discussion for the end of this video is, can you separate the man from the art? Or female. Anyway. Toodles.